George, there's this general wisdom that about 95% of business market at any given time is not necessarily in a buying cycle, right? So a lot of marketing is focused on that remaining 5% that are. You into the picture, George. You said focusing on demand capture is like jumping into a small pool full of sharks. What in the world were you thinking when you came up with that one?
I don't know what I was thinking, Balaji. No, look, we liken demand capture to jumping into that pool full of sharks because you're really just competing for that 3 to 5% of the market who are in buy mode now. And the reality is, as long as you're competing in that limited pool of people, you're up against all your competitors, and it becomes an absolute bloodbath because unless that category or that market is growing in overall size, what happens is you and the competition are just competing for that limited pool of customers. But if you're growing as a business, you're trying to take up more and more of that market. But guess what? So are your competitors. And if that market is growing, the number of competitors isn't going to be stagnant either. There's going to be more and more competitors jumping into that pool, which becomes an absolute bloodbath. Our recommendation is, look, you've got to start off in that demand capture. You've got to swim in that pool, get a little bit bloody, but my God, there's a whole blue ocean out there for you to swim in, and it's full of dream customers, and you need to get out there and you need to start working on them so you're not just swimming in that tiny pool getting ripped to shreds.
This makes me feel like I'm in a James Bond movie, obstacle course that 007 is trying to get out of. It feels, George, that pool not only has sharks in it, but the pool might be shrinking.
Yeah, that's right. That's where it looks like it's going, is it looks like things are shrinking a little bit, which makes it even more important to get out of it because the reality is in that tiny pool, the biggest shark wins, right? The business that can pay the most for those customers is the one who is going to dominate that pool, and you cannot survive in it. So absolutely, even when times get tougher, I think more and more businesses are going to have no choice but to look to those blue oceans and start working on that 95 to 97% of the market who aren't quite ready to buy now, and they need to start building relationships with them.
Okay, we're going to segue with the whole concept of the ocean. We are transporting you to a remote, deserted island. Okay, you've got $1,000 a month in budget. You're a B2B marketing manager. How do you allocate that budget for 2023? Go.
Wow. Okay, so presumably this desert island has internet still. So Elon Musk is operating there. We've got what's it, Starlink? Whatever it is. Anyway, that's all going. I assume we have internet.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're quite resource poor, I would actually look at something like account-based marketing to begin with. So with that $1,000, I wouldn't necessarily jump straight into platforms. What I'd really do is I'd interview a bunch of dream customers, find out what the priorities, what their pain points are. I would then launch a show where I do get to spend some one-on-one time with that dream customer, get to know them quite well, use that as an opportunity to figure out exactly what their pain points are, who the buying committee is, how we can be the best solution to the problem it is that they're having. And then beyond that, after that warm-up, I'd probably look at sending them a gift, and I'd use that money to send them a really tailored, personalized gift along with the proposal and try and book that meeting off the back of it. So I'd actually probably aim that initial budget to a select group of best fit accounts and try and win meetings with them.
Okay, so I'm going to add a restriction here. There's no post office on the island, so whatever you're sending as a gift will have to fit in a bottle. It might take 6 months to get there. But you know, George, actually, so I should have actually called Kevin up and placed a bet on how long it was going to take before you referenced Dream 100. Apparently, you are a big fan of the Dream 100 framework. I was tickled when I heard this on the podcast because I've listened to Russell Brunson for a while. I heard about the Dream 100 framework a few years ago. For those who haven't heard of it, what is the Dream 100?
Well, you need the team to solve it. Well, you need the million to be solved. Well, you need the team to solve it. Well, you need the million to be solved.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Dream 100 it's not actually the top 100 accounts that you want to win over. It's the top 100 places that your dream customers are hanging out already. That might be Slack groups, it might be LinkedIn groups, they might be gathering at conferences, they might all subscribe to certain industry relevant newsletters. It's about identifying those points that they're already gathering. And from there, you can either work your way into those communities organically, or you can buy your way in with paid advertising. Establishing those foundations and deeply understanding your customer is finding out where it is that they're hanging out already and who influences them.
Well, you need the team, call me. Well, you need the million, let me go. Well, you need the team, call me. Well, you need the